Hey everybody, welcome back to this map. I'm totally drawn. HoT. We are hot here in summer, and we're watching Platinum Turbo here on Spectator Cam, farming with the Kami Rocket. That is what we are going to go for today. This combine is a mod that I found in where did I find it? I can't remember where I found it. It's I think it's from the original Farming Simulator mod hub. It just seemed like something that they would use in Germany. It is actually an East German combine, and I talked a little bit about Model Eicher about the history behind this. It's really interesting. I'd love to go into that maybe when I'm driving the combine back to the. Let's see here. So what do we want? Do we just want standard? Let's do standard. We got some color options. I kind of like this. I think it's green and what is it? I think I saw some videos with it was like really ugly color pairings, and I think the green with the yellow, yeah, that's gonna look really ugly. So we're gonna go with this color. It's gonna be perfect. And the design is gonna be green right there. Green. There we go. So green and gold. That's, well, it's like puke green and gold. So I think let's do transmission. Do we want the... Yeah, let's do transmission off. We will just keep this one as a default CVT because I did not put it... Or did I put the transmission in here? I might have just copied and pasted the transmission from one of the other old combines like the Mega. But let's just go without the transmission for gear. Well, I don't know. Let's see what the default is. I guess let's go with default and go from there. Okay, so we have that combine bought. Now we need to buy the very first thing we're going to need is well, we're going to need all three of these, actually. We're going to need wheat, and then we're going to need one of these, and we're also going to need one of these. And I wonder if... I guess we can start out with this one. So green and green. Yeah, that's going to be great. Tip and decals change. Change decals, tip change. Without case, standard. I don't know what that does, but I guess let's go with this maybe. And a good old ugly green color. Killer design. Oh, this is going to be great. I think that what should we do here? Let's do that one. We have a couple fields of wheat to cut, and so that, oh yeah, we gotta assign it to ourselves. The one of the first things that we're gonna do is we need to let's go to Sim's world because it's Sim versus the world, and I am the world. Ha ha ha. Okay, that's pretty stupid joke. We are going to... Where's the stupid header trailer? Speaking of stupid for stupid me. I thought they were right next to the combines. I guess, no, they're further away. So does this come with a trailer? It does. Of course we're going to use a trailer. Oh yeah. Green and gold. There we go. So we got some cool colors going. Let's flip over to our combine. This guy. Ooh, that looks so ugly. That is beautiful. That is absolutely awesome. Alright, so we're going to just type a comment. My combine is so ugly. It is purdy. Okay, there we go. Let's get this on a trailer and get out of here because we have got... There we go. This looks beautiful. And we've got... let's just turn this around over here and go on forward. There we go. We're just using mouse and keyboard for now since it's a little bit easier. And there we go. So we've got... oh yeah, the belt and the pulleys and the double engines. This thing is the double exhaust. Is that double? Is that two engines? No, it's just two headers. They just it looks like they just didn't bother. Yeah, I mean, I guess what's the point? Why combine the main exhaust manifold and make it go somewhere common when you have just exhaust it. Oops. I do have an MR convert for this one going up at some point soon, so you guys can have the pleasure of experiencing this one MR as well if everything goes well. I just want to make sure it's all right, everybody. Sorry about that interruption. I do not remember what I was talking about, but we're going to just harvest a little bit of this field, and then I'm gonna finish the rest. Well, I'm going to finish the rest at a live stream, likely. I don't know how many harvest episodes I will be able to record, because I'm working 12-hour days at the moment. That does not leave a lot of time for recording. I will probably stream at some point on the weekend, Saturday, maybe Sunday. I'll be streaming some of this episode, or I'll be streaming a lot of the harvest, probably. And I'll try to record as many videos as I can in here, so there's some continuity for you guys that don't do Twitch. But I highly recommend you get over there on Twitch and follow me so that you can see the streams if you want to. Or I guess I should announce it now at this time that I have I put together a collection. Let's see here. Start you up. We got to, there we go. Started it up, and we're going from inside the cab here. All right, this is awesome. And let's get started. We want to make sure that we are, that's right. This is something that's cool on this combine. Like it actually changes the it changes a bunch of the texture based on what you are, whether you're chopping it up or just dumping it on the ground. So I think that's a pretty cool feature of the combine. Let's get started here. We are going to contract Roy to bale this later, and so that way we won't have hopefully, let's actually check. Yeah, so it's pretty much sunshine. We should not hopefully lose much of anything to the rain. And we do have a special version of seasons because the server does continue 24/7. I've edited the seasons version that we have so that the windrow will not deteriorate overnight, only when you're raining. So that's a nice, that's something we don't really have to worry about. So that's nice. And the other thing is, let's see, we do still have to spray the sunflower fields one more time, but other than that, it's just harvest time right now. So that's gonna be what we're doing here for a while. And yeah, like I was saying, I put together a collection on Twitch. So every time that I stream and play this game, you can see the link to that collection on Discord. I will also post it with every YouTube episode, so that way those of you guys who might miss a stream and you want to go back and catch or skip around at least and kind of see what happened from episode or in between the episodes, you can check out over there on Twitch. And I actually titled those Twitch streams for this is episode 3.5. So if you're wondering what happened between episode 3 and 4, well, check out 3.5. Simple math. Not even myself can mess that one up. So just take a look for those. And we are harvesting a little bit here. I think I did the MR conversions pretty well. It looks like fully harvested wheat or fully fertilized wheat, you can go maybe 5-6 kph, and that should be pretty good there. So I think it's pretty good. It seems like a decent convert so far. I'm loving the interior of this combine. They did a pretty cool job. I don't think it has, so I guess we can kind of review the combine as well. It doesn't have animated controls. That doesn't really ever bother me that much either, so I don't really care too much about that. We're going to open up this field a little bit up here, and this is almost a perfect square, so I don't know if there's really a right way and a wrong way to harvest this. We got to do at least one end row so we can turn around, and then we'll start going, what is that, north to east to west, north to south, east west, east west. Oh man, I'm a little turned around here. As you can see, we don't own Field 45 right next to us, but we do farm that one this year for Roy. He is Fegan's farm on this map. Oh, and while I think about it, I have to pay. 1 second, just let me get the total. Tab out of the game here. I gotta pay Platinum Turbo. He delivered wheat to my farm, so we have to pay him. He delivered me 30,000 liters. We, for the sale price that I sold it to him, that is, let's go to Platinum Turbo, Platinum Farms. And that is $16,000 and 200. No, it does the comedy automatically. 16,2. Okay, so that is going to Platinum Farms, and we will PT paid up for crops. And there we go. So let's go. Yeah, on that offset, I will actually comment on that because that is very similar to how our John Deere, I forget the number, but it's similar to how the John Deere combine was. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Why? Yeah, that is weird. Is it really longer on one side of the header than the other? That's interesting. I wonder if that's on accident or on purpose. It looks like it's modeled on purpose. Anyway, I know on our John Deere combine, I forget the model number. It was before we upgraded to the version we have now. So I think it was like a 6600 turbo or something. I do not remember the number. That could be totally wrong. But it actually had the engine on, so, well, not there, but it had the engine off, like, basically right there, to the right of the cab. To the immediate right of the cab was the engine. And because of that, it was wider on the right side of the cab. So, it's not like I don't think the header was actually offset, but it gave the appearance of being offset because of the engine. The cab was offset. And so it kind of, the header appeared shorter on one side than the other. It might have actually offset the cab too as well. I don't actually know that. I'm just guessing it was more of the appearance of that. I guess we could turn on GPS and see for sure whether, we almost need another end row down here. But we could actually turn on GPS just to see if there is that offset that Platinum was talking about. Because it certainly does look like that when... Oh, you know what? Maybe that's why they have that red stripe down the... on that wheel. Is that the center of the head? It certainly doesn't... Well, when the steering wheel is centered, that's center, but that's not the center of the head. It's definitely offset to the right. That marks to the... Huh. You know what? I wonder if that marks probably where you... Because the head is offset, that's probably where you want to pull up next to the combine. So let's just do this real quick. So let's do this, and if we do automatic width, if it gives us an offset, yeah, see, look at that. It gives us an offset, and that is because the head is actually offset. I was just making sure it wasn't just the perception, but it is actually offset. The reason that it does that, I do not know. One other thing I noticed about this combine is if you look at other similar models, the grain tank is really, really, really small for the size of the combine. Other similar combines in the game have a grain tank of, I believe it's 6,000 liters, just a little over. This combine has a grain tank size of around 4,000. And it does have a really wide head. So what that means on bigger fields, and you're going to have to watch out for this, on bigger fields, it means you might not be able to go something like down and back. Right? In theory, it doesn't matter because the header of a combine, you generally want to match it to the capacity, the throughput capacity of the combine itself. Because otherwise you have problems kind of like what I'm going to explain, where if it's mismatched a little bit, right, if the header's too big, then you're going to have to move really slow because you're feeding more crop into the combine than it can handle at whatever average working speed you could handle at a smaller header width, right? And you might not think that that's a problem. You might think that's a good thing. That's less windrows to pick up, for example, here. It's less times you have to turn around in the field. But in a lot of cases, it's actually a bad thing because it's not a problem in this field, but on smaller fields, that means that we are going, on bigger fields, that means we're going to be, you might not be able to make it down and back. Yeah, you'll be going slower. The average throughput through the combine is going to be the same because you're going slower, larger header width, same amount of material, right? Just that's simple math. But the length that you travel in the field is significantly less with a larger header size and a combine without a grain tank sized to fit. So it's kind of interesting. I didn't actually look up to see if the grain tank was set correctly. I just figured if they set the grain, almost every modder, if they err on the side of we're just going to make this bigger. So I really doubt that they erred on the side of we're going to make this smaller than it is in reality. If anything, that's not what people generally do. So I didn't actually look it up. I just figured with this East German brand, I doubted anybody bought them out after the Berlin Wall fell, and there probably would not be any data on this. So I just trusted the original modder that this is the grain tank size. And as we speak, we are just about full with, we might be able to make another pass here. I don't know. Let's just try here. I don't know how many more we'll be able to make, but I think this will be just about it. And yeah, that's the only comment I have to say on the combine. Obviously, the reverse is not necessarily true if you have a smaller header width. You cannot necessarily go with the same average throughput through the combine because, for example, say you could handle, I don't know, just for easy math, let's say you can handle 100 units of material, right? So with a certain size header, that is 50 times 2, times 2 being the speed factor. So you go twice as fast at half the material. And if you make the header even smaller than that, so say the speed factor is times 4, and the throughput material is a factor of 25%, well then you might run into the problem where you're going too fast, and you see like that sickle bar on the bottom, for example, that's commonly the most limiting factor for combines like this, for headers like this, is the header can only move through the field so fast and still cut the stalks from the bottom without, causing the stalks to actually drag through the field because you don't cut them. I've actually experienced, granted you can speed that up a little bit based on RPM speed of the head, so you can change that a little bit, but it's gonna reach a limit where the head has a rotational limit based on, balancing and bearings and moving parts, and that's going to be your max speed essentially, because in general you're going to be able to cut at the combine could handle a lot more material than a head could realistically be able to put through it. And so that's why you don't want a too small of a header paired with the combine. So in general you want to make those things, let's just kind of see the auger here. In general, you don't want those things too unbalanced. I would say this is a little bit too unbalanced on the side of the header is a little bit too big for the size of the grain tank, but it's not the end of the world. It might just mean, instead of being able to go down and back on a bigger field, you just might have to stop and pull out and, dump on your trailer and then go back to the middle of the field if you're all by yourself. If you have an auger wagon or another driver, then it's not as big of an issue. We are going to stop it right here. I really do wonder, we have combines and equipment newer than this that does not have a strobe light on top. I really wonder if that's a realistic thing or not. I want to say I doubt it's not, but again, that's from what I've seen in North America, and older equipment does not have, even some newer equipment doesn't have a strobe light like that. So I wonder if that's just a thing where, when did they even invent? Yeah, they definitely had strobe lights by the time this combine was out. What am I thinking? So, you see that on old cop cars, back in black and white movies. So that was definitely technology. I just wonder, and I guess that could just be the difference in laws. Maybe that's more common in Europe. But anyway, that is a very brief video of driving this combine. And I guess you could call it a mod review. I've got to go for now. I'm so sorry. I'm on 12-hour day shift, and with wanting to spend time with my wife and dogs in the evenings, it does not leave time for much anything else. So I do apologize if this is cutting a little bit short. Like I said, I'll try my best to make some YouTube videos over the weekend, but again, I'm working all the way through Monday. So you'll be watching this on Friday. I'll get it up and release it. And like I said, tune in over the weekend. At some point, I'll probably be streaming. It's going to be in the evening when I get home from work at some point. I probably won't have time to make a video, but I should have time to at least make a short stream. And remember, like I said, I will include a link to that Twitch collection from this YouTube video that you're watching. So you can easily just click on that. It'll take you to all of my Twitch videos, and it'll be a collection for HoT Online Farm. They'll be easily named so that you can easily just go there and see what it's all about. Anyway, I thank you everybody for stopping by on, why do I always forget the name of this map? It is HoT HoT online farm. I thank you all. See you later, guys. Bye bye.